The full 2023 F1 calendar has been released. At long last, we know what the schedule is going to look like. There's going to be some different dates in there that we haven't seen before, or it's been a while since we have seen those dates. Some dates get shuffled around. So yeah, let's just dive straight into it. Let's look at the schedule, then I'll give you my thoughts, and yeah. So, looking at the schedule, on March 5th will be Bahrain, March 19th, Saudi Arabia, April 2nd, Australia, April 16th, China, April 30th, Azerbaijan, May 7th, Miami, May 21st, Emilia-Romagna in Imola, May 28th, Monaco. Monaco, by the way, signed a 3-year deal, I believe, to stay on the calendar. Yes, until at least 2025. After Monaco will be Spain, then go back over to North America to Canada, back to Europe and Austria, the UK, Hungary, and then the last race before the fall break, or not the fall break, before the summer break, is Belgium. Belgium usually at the tail end of the summer break. Then after the summer break, it will be the Netherlands, Italy, Singapore, Japan, Qatar, which is going to come back after being one of the races in 2021. That's going to be at Losail, I think I pronounced that right. Then the U.S. in Austin, Mexico, Brazil, back to the U.S. at Las Vegas, and then Abu Dhabi will once again close out the season. So yes, some big changes there. Like, as I just said, with the summer break, Belgium usually, or the last few years, traditionally, whatever you want to say, has been at the tail end of the summer break at the end of August, whereas Hungary has usually been closing out the first half. I know it's not technically the first half, but the first half of the season. And then you come back to Belgium. Well, next year, Belgium is actually going to be closing out the first stint of the season, and then the Netherlands will pick back up at the end of August. So it's almost as if with those dates, they all moved up one spot. Hungary is now 2 races before the summer break. Belgium is the race before, and then you got the Netherlands, and then you got Italy. Of course, the Netherlands is a newer race. It's only been back. It was there in the 80s, but it's back for the 3rd time. So, yeah. And then some other big changes. Azerbaijan was in June this year, and I think last year too. Has it always been in June? Anyways, that is now in April, the end of April. So that made a big move. China is back on the schedule for the first time since 2019. Obviously, COVID restrictions in China have prevented that race from happening, so they are getting their date back. It's a 24-race schedule. That is a new record for most races in a season, and yeah, it's a lot of races for sure. You know, it's a busy schedule for sure. It's going to be tough on the teams and the drivers and the media and all of them. So, you know, on that point, 24 races. I love watching F1, but, you know, there's got to be a line at how many races that there can be in a single season. You know, you don't want to burn everyone out and then bring them back and burn them out again. So, 24 might be a little bit much. Maybe rotate some dates or something, but yeah, 24 races, a lot of races. As I said, China is coming back. Qatar is coming back. It had a one-off appearance in 2021 to replace a canceled date due to COVID, and they're coming back. They signed a deal. I thought it was a street course. Maybe I'm crazy, but it's going to be at Losail, which is where they were 2 years ago, I believe. So those are some dates that, you know, they haven't been running in a couple of years or 3 or 4 years, and they're coming back. And then we have a new date, of course, and that is Las Vegas. Vegas will be the second to last race of the season, just a week before the season finale at Abu Dhabi. The only thing I wish is that they would have a week gap before the season finale, especially when you go from the U.S. to Abu Dhabi. Like, F1's all about sustainability and stuff and protecting the environment, but then they kept Canada in the middle of the European season. Like, is it not possible to have Miami and Canada back to back? Or I don't know, maybe I'm just too stupid to understand it. But then, like, it's Austin, Mexico City, all the way down to Brazil, and then come all the way back up to Las Vegas. Like, I get you may not want to have back-to-back U.S. races, but why not do Austin, Mexico, Vegas? It's still shorter distance traveled. And then you go to Brazil. I think Brazil should be the finale like it was for a while there, but it's not my call. And Abu Dhabi gets to keep the season finale. So some big changes, as I said, like, China is back. Azerbaijan moves up a couple of months. Let's see here. Vegas is in the schedule now. Qatar is in the schedule now. And then looking at the rest of it, there's some small differences. Like Belgium is now on the front end of summer break versus the end. Some races just switch spots, like the British Grand Prix and the Austrian Grand Prix flip dates. They literally just flipped. This year it was like July 4th weekend was the British Grand Prix, and the next week was Austria. This week it's Austria on July 2nd, and the UK is on the 9th. So some dates flip-flopped, some had the smallest changes, but then there have been some big changes like new dates or dates coming back. But overall, not a bad schedule. They keep some of the iconic tracks, some of the most popular tracks, Monaco and Spa. A lot of people feared for their future with the rumors and reports going around that they were going to lose their 2023 dates to some of the newer tracks, which I love new tracks, don't get me wrong, but to lose like iconic tracks like Spa or Monaco would be a little tragic. So definitely glad they did not get rid of those, but Spa needs to get on a long-term deal. I think they're only on a 1 or 2 year deal now, and Monaco's on a 3-year deal, so need to extend that as well. But great to see them on the schedule. Some notable losses. France is not on the schedule. They've been on the schedule for the past few years, but it's been heavily reported that they were going to lose their date due to the new Vegas race. It was France, Spa, or Monaco, I think, and they ended up going with France, which I know France has a lot of history in F1, but that track itself, the Paul Ricard circuit, not going to miss it too much. 2021 was a good race, but I'm not going to miss it. So yeah, keep in Spa. Keep in Monaco. That's a plus. Vegas, I know a lot of people, specifically Europeans, are not happy about the Las Vegas race. I'm looking forward to that race. I don't know what the racing's going to be like. No one knows what the racing's going to be like. But just the pictures that are going to come out of that with Max Verstappen going in front and getting a picture passing the Caesars Palace Caesar with an NFL jersey on, or Lewis Hamilton going by the fake Eiffel Tower, or let's see here, Lando Norris going in front of the Bellagio fountains, or even better, what if it's Valtteri Bottas going in front of the pirate ship in front of Treasure Island? That would be an iconic picture too. There's going to be a lot of iconic pictures from that weekend. I don't care what I just think it's going to be a really interesting weekend with a lot of interesting sights, but it's going to be expensive. That's the only thing that sucks. But yeah, other than that, it's nothing big. 2 races in Italy, 3 in the U.S. If you want my opinion on that, I think each country should have a max of 2 races. So the U.S. has exceeded the max. And if we had to cut one, I'd say Miami. Keep Vegas, even though they haven't raced there yet. But keep Vegas. And keep COTA. I love COTA. I love COTA. I've been there a couple times. Great racetrack. Anyways, thanks for watching this. That's the schedule for 2023. That's it. There's some of my thoughts. There's the schedule itself. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think some dates should be moved back to their original location? Some races should be cut from the calendar? Do you think we should go explore other tracks that we haven't been to yet, or go back to other tracks like Malaysia or India? What's your ideal calendar, I guess is what I'm asking. But obviously some big changes, some slight changes, but next year should be an interesting year. Obviously this year it's had its moments where it's been fun, but in terms of the championship battle, going from Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton going all the way down to the last lap at Abu Dhabi to win the championship, to Verstappen potentially clinching with 6 races to go, that's kind of sucks in terms of the championship fight. But there's been some good mid-pack racing. We had 5 cars fighting for position at Austria. The British Grand Prix was a blast. Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc all fighting for podium position. So we've had a lot of fun moments this year. So let's hope next year can be fun as well. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and we'll talk about whatever news is happening.